Hey guys, DC here, coming at you with another video. With Pokémon Legends Z-A being a few days away from release as of the recording of this video, we're starting to get a lot of information from people data mining the game. Obviously, people got their hands on the game early, they started to data mine it. We now have a look at every single new Mega Evolution in the game, which are a one-to-one accurate representation from what we heard earlier in the year with the leaks. I want to go over all that in a future video and my opinions on all the new Megas once the game is actually out. Another thing that was included in this data mine, which quite frankly is shocking to me, is apparently Game Freak left every single new Mega Evolution for Mega Dimension Pokemon Legends Z-A's DLC within the code of Pokemon Legends Z-A. So we don't have any images of what these are going to look like or descriptions of what these are going to look like, but we know every single Pokemon that is getting a Mega Evolution in Mega Dimension, again Pokemon Legends Z-A's DLC, and we are getting a total of 16 brand new Megas within this DLC, and 3 other Megas that are kind of up in the air on how we're going to actually get them. So first and foremost, let's cover the 16 Megas we're getting in the DLC. So we're going to get 2 from Gen 1, and Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y, as you can see from this tweet from Central Leaks. We're getting 1 from Gen 2 and Mega Chimico. We're getting a Mega Absol Z from Gen 3, the only Gen 3 Mega in ZA at all, actually. We're getting a Mega Staraptor, Garchomp Z, and Lucario Z from Gen 4, and I want to touch on the Z Megas a little bit more later. We're getting Mega Golurk from Gen 5. We're going to be getting a Mega Meowstic from Gen 6. And then in Gen 7, we're getting 3 Megas in Crabominable, Golisopod, and Magearna, with a caveat with Magearna being, and it's not in this tweet. Apparently, Magearna is going to have 2 different Mega Evolution forms, depending on the version of Magearna you have, is what we think. That's not really confirmed right now, but it's 1 Mega Stone, but 2 forms for Magearna. We're going to have 4 Megas from Gen 9, which is rather surprising to me, in Scovillain, Glamora, Tatsugiri, and Bascalor. We need to go back to Tatsugiri, because apparently, like Magearna, Tatsugiri is going to have 3 different forms of Mega Evolutions, depending, I guess, on the Tatsugiri that you have. So 1 Mega Stone, 3 different forms. So yeah, that's the entire list of Mega Evolutions that we're going to be getting in Mega Dimension. First and foremost, just going off of this list, there's a few surprises to me. Number 1, right off the bat, let's just touch on the elephant in the room here. I'm stunned that we're getting an Absol Z, Garchomp Z, and Lucario Z. I don't know how exactly I feel about it, because I feel like I'd much rather them give 3 brand new Mega Evolutions to Pokemon that don't have a Mega right now than go back and give another Mega to Absol, another Mega to Garchomp, and another Mega to Lucario. I find it rather interesting because I feel like the concept of Mega Evolution Z forms is something that's rather controversial within the community, because I feel like the candidate that everyone was talking about potentially getting a Mega Evolution Z was Charizard. There was a lot of people out there saying that Charizard might end up getting a Mega Charizard Z. A lot of people were against Charizard getting a 3rd Mega, but I personally was okay with it just for that one Pokemon, because I would be curious to see what a Mega Charizard Z would look like. Would it have a green aesthetic to go alongside Zygarde and have green flames? I think it could be something cool. But the fact of the matter is, apparently they're taking Absol, Garchomp, and Lucario, all of which just have 1 Mega Evolution right now, and they're giving them a 2nd Mega Evolution form, and they're not calling it an X or Y form, but they're calling it a Z form, which is rather weird and confusing to me, because then you have Mega Absol, which is just the base Absol, and then Mega Absol Z, and Mega Garchomp, the regular, and then Mega Garchomp Z. It's not an XY situation, it's a regular and a Z situation. It's rather weird, unless if story-wise we're going to like the Z dimension or something. I don't know, who knows? But yeah, I'm curious to see what these look like, because obviously right now, I would say Absol, Garchomp, and Lucario are probably some of the cooler Megas that we have. I mean, all the Megas, in my opinion, for the most part, are pretty cool, but those are definitely 3 that I feel like most people love, so I'm curious to see if a Z form for those Pokemon can live up to the expectations and hype that people have for the regular base Mega Evolution forms, but that's neither here nor there. Obviously, I touched on Magearna and Tatsugiri having multiple Mega Evolution forms, which is rather interesting. That's not something we've seen before outside of the X and Y forms, but it seems like this is just going to be Magearna has 2 different versions of its Mega, and Tatsugiri has 3 different versions of its Mega, depending on which version of that Pokemon you have. Obviously, Magearna has the regular coloring, and then the rustic Pokeball coloring, and Tatsugiri has its 3 different forms as well. But the other thing I wanted to touch on here and what's missing, and this is going to tie into the Megas that leaked that we don't exactly know how we're going to get. Apparently, we're not getting, at least not yet, we're not going to be getting a Mega Superior, a Mega Samurott, and a Mega Typhlosion, which I recently made a video saying how I thought those were locks for the DLC, and they're not here in this list. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're never going to be getting those Pokemon. It could be that they're added in a 2nd DLC, which has been talked about. We don't know if that's actually something that is going to happen, but there have been rumblings means that there might be a second DLC, or it could be that we get them as season events. You know how the ranked rewards are a way for getting Mega Delphox, Greninja, and Chestnut respectively? They could do something like that for Samurott, Superior, and Typhlosion, and that leads me into my next point. We have this tweet here from Kurt at Caphonics, and this came out a little while ago, and I've been waiting on covering it. In Pokemon Legends Z-A, these 3 Pokemon have associated Mega Stone items, indicating that they're slated to get a new Mega Evolution: Mega Zeraora, Mega Heatran, and Mega Darkrai. Mega Zeraora is not surprising, as initially in the leaks, it was said that Zeraora would be getting a Mega, then it was said that it had been cancelled, then it was said it was being held for the DLC. Obviously, as we can see with the prior leak from Centro, Mega Zeraora is not a part of the DLC, but it is apparently getting a Mega according to the code. Also, we're getting Mega Heatran and Mega Darkrai, which are 2 rather surprising ones in my opinion. I think both of whom are really good candidates for a Mega. I feel like Heatran is quite frankly one of the most forgotten legendary Pokemon ever created in this franchise, so I think it getting a Mega Evolution could bring it into the spotlight. And I think Darkrai is quite frankly probably one of the coolest mythical legendary Pokemon that we've ever gotten. I love Darkrai, and I think it getting a Mega could be so cool if they do it right. But the fact of the matter is, these 3 Pokemon are currently in the code slated to get a Mega. Their Megas are not in the game yet, and their Megas are not in the DLC. So how are we getting these Megas? And the speculation that's going around right now is that these might just be Megas we get as ranked season rewards as the game progresses, as more and more seasons pass. Right now in the game as well, there is no way to obtain the Mega Hoenn starters or the Hoenn starters in general. It's speculated that those either are coming in the DLC or they might be ranked season rewards. So it's possible that that will be how we obtain Zeraora, Heatran, and Darkrai alongside their Mega Stones, or it could be that they come in a second DLC. We really don't know. All we know right now is these 3 Pokemon on top of the 16 I mentioned before are all slated to get Mega Evolutions. So we're getting 19 brand new Megas at the bare minimum later on in the life of ZA, 16 of which are coming in the DLC Mega Dimension, and 3 of which are coming in an unknown way, maybe in a second DLC or maybe as ranked season rewards. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all of this. What do you guys think about the 19 new Mega Evolutions that we touched on in this video? Are you surprised like me that we're getting Mega Evolution Z forms for Absol, Garchomp, and Lucario? And are you surprised that we're going to get multiple Mega Evolution forms for Magearna and Tatsugiri? And what do you think about the Pokemon that are getting Megas in general in the DLC? I feel like there's a lot of surprises in there, like Chamako and Tatsugiri, and the fact that we're getting 4 Megas from Gen 9. If we were getting any Mega from Gen 9, I would have imagined it would have been Annihilate, but no, we're getting Scovillain, Glimmora, Tatsugiri, and Bascalibur. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from Trainer DC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.